Look at that. Ever wondered how hot these things go? There, look at that. That's some hot, that's yellow hot. Right there, boys and girls. Pull shut. Like that. No dogs in the house, nobody else, let me play, it's great. Right then, boys and girls. New wicks. You know what that means? E-liquid review time. Now, I have fallen horrifically behind. So, first and foremost, to anybody who's waiting on a review from me at the moment, I'm terribly sorry. I've had a pretty hard week and a half. A lot of stuff going on. I'm doing this late at night because all those windows that you can hear there, they're all being torn out tomorrow morning around about 7 o'clock. Yay! So I'm going to grab get an opportunity whilst the house is empty to just do a couple juice reviews. Now, the first one is now this is given to me courtesy of the guys over at a vapesense here in Worcester. They know a guy called Vape Buddy who is producing the OPUS e-liquid range. Now, I know it's launched. It wasn't launched at the time we received this, and they said, well, take one for a review. So I did. Now, I chose this flavour because I've been interested in hearing. I've heard about it before from Bigger and Better Than I, and it's Buddy's Caramel Lychee. Now, I've heard a lot about Caramel Lychee before, and with it being an acquired taste. So I thought, you know what? Well, I'm going to give it a go. So let's get there. I ain't got a lot of this left, let's put it that way. It's going to be a good review because I went absolutely crazy. I went batty for this. I'm going to use the last of it now. It's another one of those types of reviews I did for like Vape Caper where I actually had to get another bottle of it before I got to reviewing it. Unfortunately, I don't think they've got any more of that Caramel Lychee left, which is a real shame because I bloody think it's lovely. Now, Vape Buddy, as far as I know, is a fella who he's an independent, no affiliation to anybody. He trades out of a garden centre somewhere, more like proper legit. Like he's not like just some sort of arsehole jumping on a bandwagon. And there we go. That's it, folks. It is done, and the bottle is spent. And I like his bottles actually. I want to sort of mention this. I like these bottles because they're nice and squeezy. You see that? Nice and squeezy. So I shall keep that for Mr. Rye because he collects all my old bottles. He should start giving me 10p on each one. Might should be able to afford a new more. That's a lie. So yeah, there we go. So a quick pack shot. OPUS e-liquids from Vape Buddy, and currently available in Worcester from vapesense. I will attempt to put a link in the description and one here, but it may well just be saying no dice. Yeah, he has a Facebook page, so I'll put a link to that into it. So once again, the ever trusty Helios, which isn't showing up properly. There we go. Smart drip tips and the Genesis. Freshly charged, purple 30 amp fast battery, dual coiled at 0.2 ohms. Expect a fair amount of vapour. So I've discovered subsequently that even crap juices give good vapour. Please check out the vaporizer review. And then proceed to fucking ignore them. But anyway, I digress. Caramel Lychee. Here we go. Oh. Now, if memory serves, that's quite a high milligram for me. I think it might be in the 12. Forgive me, I'm professional wandering off the camera. Because that has just hit me like a blinking vape train. Vape train. Yes, it is a 12 milligram. Oh, Jesus. And it's 50-50. Should really mention that before throwing the bottle across the room. But the flavour is, first thing you get is the flavour of, is a very, very sweet, syrupy fruit. Which of course, if you've had lychees before, they commonly come in like a syrup suspension like mangoes do, or apricots in tins. Lychee is an unusual looking fruit. I shall get a photo and flash it here. So yeah, as you can see, it's an unusual looking fruit. I think it is anyway. When I first heard of lychees, I actually thought they were a type of strawberry, but anyway, I was young, very stupid, well travelled, so I've seen them in their natural habitat actually. But yeah, you get that lychee flavour coming through, and then a real nice subtle undertone of caramel, and that caramel lingers. Now this is the only juice I've tried from the OPUS liquid range, so I'm not going to comment on nicotine consistency, but the bloody throttle on that. Obviously I'm sub-ohming, okay, and 12 milligram is effectively tripled, so you know, it's just punch me in the back of the throat, which is something crying, but it's a very enjoyable juice. It's really, really nice. Vape production for a 50-50, pretty average I thought. I'm getting that off of my 80-20. Sorry, I'm getting that off of 70-30 PGs, PG ratio, PG heavy juices. So it's, yeah, pretty average. But then fresh wakes, they haven't quite bedded in yet, so let's give it another 2. See how far I can go for the lung hit. I will say, I think I'm coming down with a bit of a chest infection at the moment because I'm coughing a lot, which I haven't done since I quit smoking, and I'm bringing up a lot of phlegm. I know that's too much information for a lot of you guys, but that is affecting my ability to take in large clouds, so there we go. Yeah, not bad at all. Good vapour. Flavour is just absolutely lovely, and I suppose really that's what we're mostly interested in, is the flavour itself. Like I said, that soft lychee flavour, syrupy lychee flavour, just smoothing over, just like what you used to have when you was a kid with your Sunday roast. Not with your Sunday roast, because that would just be weird. Well, it might not be. It could be a normal everyday occurrence for you. I'm getting hungry. Now I'm talking about food. And you know, it's just like a dessert, a syrupy fruit, and of course it is a very, lychee has a distinct flavour. Unless you've had lychee before, it's very difficult to describe it. It's got the texture of a coconut sort of flavour to it, but it has it's lychee. It is bang on lychee. It's cock on the dice lychee. And it's a very good quality lychee as well. And there's no perfumey, sort of powdery sort of flavouring to it. You get with a lot of fruity flavours. And the caramel, I'd like to know who his supplier for caramel is, because I think I recognise the flavouring. But that said, the caramel is just lush. Now, like I said, when I got this juice, I started trying it almost virtually straight away. I was actually going into the shop to pick up the FBI signatures, and I picked them up, and he goes, "Oh, got a present for you," and he said, "Pick one." So I chose that one. So I did it in the car on the way home. I was doing an immediate wick change just to sort of try it without any leaching into any other flavour, and I was just smitten almost virtually straight away. And even Nixie's grandmother, who, because she's watched a lot of news, initially she was like, "Oh, you've got one of those e-cigarette things, that's brilliant, you stopped smoking, fantastic." And then she saw the news and she's like, "Oh, I don't want that in my house, I'll die." So she's of that sort of, not that extreme an attitude, but she doesn't like it done around her now, which, tough shit in my house now, really. But no, all joking aside, she doesn't really like it done around her, just in case, you know, she does watch the news, and even she said, "Ooh, that smells really nice." So I thought for her grandmother to say that, we're on to a winner. So let's quit the whiffle. I'll quick toot of that. Oh, I'm savouring this one because it's the last of it. Oh, I'll tell you what, come pay down the road and I'll buy 4 bottles of it, but 6 milligram. I like to see a 70-30 VG heavy mix. But that's just me wanting, I suppose. The 50/50 is definitely more than adequate for the majority of vapors these days. As we know, the majority of juices these days are produced, or at least bespoke juices are produced at 50/50. Overall it is a fantastic tasting juice. I'm going to recommend that you give it a whiz. I'm going to grab a couple of other flavours from the range, because a friend of mine has grabbed 2 other different flavours, a fruit drink flavour and another one, I think it was gummy bears actually, I can't remember. I seem to have sort of become a bit smitten with gummy bears, thank you Ryan, at the moment. So I'm going to grab a couple of bottles at my preferred nicotine level and just give them a good old whiz, and sort of maybe do a follow-up to this particular review, because I don't really have anything else I can compare it to from that range. You know, as you know, I like to do nicotine consistency testing, so perhaps I'll maybe even bag a couple of 12 milligram bottles and do like a batch testing on nicotine consistency. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. For the moment though, OPUS liquid from Vapor Buddy. Buddy's Caramel Lychee. It's hitting all the notes that needs to be hit for a juice bottle. It's got the poison symbol, all the relevant warnings, keep it out of reach children and pets, contains nicotine, all the relative toxicity information. There is a website. There we go, that's good. So back there where there was like that, and there will actually be, well, you've seen it by now. And the tactile triangle isn't on the bottle itself, but it is on the, oh, there's a little bit more. Yay! There is a tactile triangle on the top of the bottle there, okay, on the top of the lid, which seems to be becoming more and more common these days, and of course it is the usual chip compliant bottle. Is, I think, slightly over 10ml the bottle itself, but the bottle is filled to 10ml mark, so you know, one day if you get a bit of a shaky hand, you might get a little bit more, like say 11ml, 12ml. So there you go. Let's get scoring. Good vapor. I know from my point of view, being a sub-owner, I want to get larger clouds anyway, even on sort of middle of the line and crap juices. But the vapor is thick, it's chewy, it's, I hate to use a rip trip as euphemism, it's dense. It's good, thick, milky vape, just, you know, you see it comes out, it's there, it's a cloud, it's lovely. And I have put it in an EVOD and it is roughly similar. Obviously, with the diminished return of vape from a EVOD, obviously the EVOD can't compete for cloud production with a dripping atomizer. Flavour on the EVOD and on the dripper is quite intense. Obviously on the dripper it's a lot more intense, so you know it's very much more in your face, but by the same token on the EVOD it was still very present. It was very, all the tasting notes that I've given were practically the same. So yeah, the flavour is fantastic, absolutely fantastic, so that's going to come in quite high. And obviously I can't do a nicotine consistency, but I can do the fact that the nicotine is fantastic. Overall I'm going to score it 8 out of 10. Again, that's just on that one juice. Forgive my phone going off, it will stop very shortly. But for that one particular juice, fantastic quality, fantastic level of quality. The juice even looks good enough to eat, if you sort of follow my meaning. It looks tasty, it looks nice, it's a very nice looking juice. So I think 8 out of 10, straight 8 out of 10 just to start with, and we'll do a follow-up I think for sure on another 2 juices chosen probably at random, but most likely will be the fizzy drink flavour and the gummy bear flavour, because I'm just sort of into that sort of thing at the moment. So there you go. Of course, all relative links will be in the description below, along with all my other social media. That has been OPUS e-liquids from Vapor Buddy. I do recommend, if you are a Worcester local, that you pop into vapesense and, well, support your local bricks and mortar shops for a start. I do have an address, but I can't remember it, but it will be in the link, in the description below if you do want to pop in and say hello to them, do so, because they are fantastic guys and they are only just starting out, and the more we get to spend in their shop, the more they can give back to us as a community. With all that said, I have been The Fury. You, as always, have been absolutely bloody gorgeous. Stay safe, people. Look after yourselves. Peace.